Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians, and I am thrilled to join you today, Monday, on the last Monday of April. It's crazy to believe how quickly this first semester is already flying by. And I'm going to just jump in here real quick and see if I can share this in my community because the platform that I have is not allowing us to go inside the Facebook group, but we found a way around it. So I'm going to just share this live in our community. If you haven't joined the Musicians Creating Prosperity Facebook group, I want to encourage you to make sure you join because in this group, we host so many different activities, workshops, trainings, and it's just a thriving community of musician entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating the norm of what's possible in the music industry and really helping musicians just learn how to work smarter instead of harder and how to learn how to stop trading their time for money so that they can create more aligned lifestyles and be in a way working without having to limit their income based on their physical labor, their physical body, their physical time. So if you haven't been in my world, if you're just watching this on any of my external YouTube channels or LinkedIn or wherever you're watching this, huge recommendation and invitation to make sure you join our group, Musicians Creating Prosperity, which you can just look it up on Facebook and join because in that community, you're going to have so many, like I think we have almost 4,000 musicians there from around the world, and it's just a great place to be. So if you haven't yet joined my group, make sure you join. And so let's get to today's topic because really one of my favorite things to talk about is about building your ideal business, building a sustainable business, creating a way to not only live, creating a successful business, but also to be able to create an autopilot business, something that works without you and that doesn't require you to have to be constantly doing things on your own or feeling that you have to be the one bottleneck of your business. Being able to create a business in alignment with the schedule that you want to live, in alignment with the people that you want to have around you, being able to create a business that allows you to thrive, not only from a financial standpoint, but most importantly, from a place of alignment, right? The point of having a business is to have an asset in your life. Let me know if you resonate with this idea, right? The idea of what would it look like to have a business that it doesn't rely on you 100% of the time? What would it look like to feel that your business can actually grow and operate in a way that doesn't require you to be doing everything every time? And instead allowing you to actually rely on the talents of people that you can bring around you, people who can support you, who can be part of your strategy, who can actually complement you perhaps in many ways. And today's topic is really all about that, is what to look for when you're hiring the right hand in your business and how to explore what are the ways that you can determine who would be the right type of right hand, if you will, and how do you make those decisions when it comes to actually hiring someone that could complement your skills and really support you in ways that are necessary. Because if you're trying to do everything in your business right now, chances are that's very probably the reason why you're feeling burned out. If you're just trying to be superwoman or superman, this is not the best way to grow a business. And so let's talk about one of the ways that you can look for the right type of person in your business and how can you focus on hiring that ideal right hand person. So unless you know exactly what your strengths and weaknesses are, it'll be very difficult for you to identify what do the qualities of this right hand person need to look like. So it starts, number one, with identifying what are the things that you feel you excel at. So maybe you are a type of person who's a visionary, who likes to come up with a million ideas, who likes to think about many solutions to problems, who's constantly looking for ways to grow your potential, to serve others perhaps in a new way. And you just have a hard time with the day to day, more of the tracking, the metrics, the actual step by step kind of business like steps and things that are necessary required, for example, to execute those visions that you have, the plan that you have. Well, maybe you have a personality that is more of the visionary, the typical founder, CEO visionary. And in your case, what you're going to want to be looking for is someone that is more of an operator, right? Like I have someone on my team who's fantastic, who is my right hand person in that sense, who helps me with the operations of the business and just being the liaison between the different elements of the business, from finance to marketing to operations to management of the team to client services, all those things. Or maybe you are really good at operations, and in fact, what you need is someone who can come in and have more of a long-term vision and help you elevate your perspective, get you out of the day-to-day, let's say, and the nitty-gritty. And you need someone who can help you perhaps dream more, or take more risks, right? Typically, people who are good at being operators and just being very detail oriented, very meticulous, very slow paced and thorough in what they do, tend to be more adverse to risk, and they tend to have a personality that is not as let's say risk taking, if you will. And you find that you need more of that in your business, then that's the type of profile that you're going to want to look for, someone who has more of that vision casting ability, that visionary type role to help elevate what you're doing as the operator in your business, right? It'll all depend on your unique strengths and weaknesses. But the important thing is, number one, to make sure that you understand what your strengths are. And it's not just about taking a personality assessment. Like there's so many out there that you could take to assess your specific strengths and weaknesses. There's Strengths Finder, there's Enneagram, there's the Colby assessments, there's just human design. There's so many ways that you can get your own personality profile. But ultimately, you also want to tap into your own intuition, right? Because not because a personality profile says you are this means that it's set in stone, right? Be careful to not take those personality assessments extremely literally and just let them define you. Use them more as just information gathering tools. Ultimately, you need to use your own common sense and really decide, okay, what makes sense for me? What do I feel are my specific strengths? What do I enjoy doing? A great way to determine that is actually by tuning into your emotions. Like, how do you feel when you do certain things in the day? What are the things you feel give you energy in what you're doing, and what are some of the things that you feel may be actually depleting you? By the way, let me know if you're watching this live. I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching me from? By the way, say hello. This is live. We're live. Um, and let me know if this resonates, like if this is making sense, right? As you're thinking about, well, how do I know what to look for in this person? Well, it starts with looking at yourself first. If you don't know what your skills and strengths are, then it'll be hard for you to determine who's the other person that needs to come in. And whether it's an operator, whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's anyone that you're bringing in to help offload the things that are not in your zone of genius, you need to be very clear in what is it that you bring to the table versus what do you want someone else to help you complement, right? So that's one thing you're going to want to make sure that you are looking into. The next thing is being able to understand, what does success look like in that role? And it may be a little tricky because sometimes when you are defining this role and trying to figure out who's going to do what and how to make sure that this works, sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what success looks like in that role. But you need to really take some time to reflect and make decisions, to at least have a preliminary understanding of what do you want this person to be able to demonstrate as a result of their time working with you. What are some of the goals, some of the things you want this person to be able to showcase, to accomplish? Can you perhaps start with evaluating, where is your business now, and where do you want it to go, right? What are some ways that you could create those parameters of, okay, I am here and I want to be able to get to that next stage. What does here look like? And it sometimes you may not have a very good idea of what here actually looks like, but it starts with you being able to say, okay, my business has certain things that are working and certain things that are not working. And can you outline what are the things that you want this person to be able to come in and help build, help optimize? Even if you don't know exactly how this person is going to do all of it, it will help you immensely if you can establish what's called a scorecard, right? A defined metric of success for this role, so that you can explain in your own way, here's where my business is at, here's where I want it to be when it comes to, let's say, creating procedures, documenting my SOPs, standard operating procedures, or tracking my metrics, or whatever are some of the goals, improving the client experience, whatever you're trying to achieve in your business. The more clarity you have around what you want success to look like in this role, whether or not you know how this person is going to achieve it, the better chances you'll have of creating a successful relationship with this person, coming in and being able to really build the role and elevate it into the next level that your business needs, right? So, defining the clarity of your personality. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Then defining what are the goals for the actual role. And third and final, there's so many things I can talk about, but I'm going to try to summarize it to three things for today's session. The third thing is going to be really helping you figuring out, what do you want this person to be able to grow? Like, what is the journey for this person's role? Like, if they start at a certain place, maybe they start part-time, what would you like the evolution of that role to look like? Or if someone is starting full-time, what is the vision maybe for the next 6 months or a year in that role? Meaning, don't just envision what you want the person to do immediately upon starting, but also what do you want that role to become, to evolve, to grow into, so that you can share that vision with a team member that you're looking at into hiring. And you can really explain, here's where you're starting, but here's where we're going. Here's what I would love for you to be able to do 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road. This will help showcase to the person that you have a vision for this path, for this role, and that there's opportunities for growth. Everyone likes to working in environments where there's opportunities for professional development, for growth, for ascension, if you will. And if you don't really have any idea of what that's going to look like, it'll be very hard for you to create a compelling vision in your business, right? So these three things are going to hopefully help you understand how to start putting basic things in place, to start really putting some fielders out there to hire the right type of person in your business. I can tell you, in my journey, I waited way too long to do this. I don't think I hired my first team member until like a year and a half into my business. Uh, and that took too long. It really did. I really had to get my own, like, I had to find my limits, if you will, in terms of how much I was capable of doing. My health was declining. I was not feeling excited about what I was doing in my business, simply because I was doing too much. And let me know if this resonates with you as well, right? You don't need to wait to get to a health breakdown or a crisis. You can look for support as soon as you need to. And it doesn't have to be extremely, cost prohibitive, or something that becomes a burden for your business or the finances. It can actually be something that is exciting, that allows your business to actually grow more, and ultimately to figure out, how you can delegate. Yeah. Because if you delegate, you build more strength in your business, you create more leverage. So this is just very again, a short quick bit of information. But next May 13th, I'm going to actually be covering a lot more of how to actually build the right type of team, the right type of structure in your business. And so if you would love to be able to know more about how you can build your business in a more autopilot way, with more leverage, with more strategy, how to make better decisions, make sure you join my next masterclass starting May 13th. Musicians Profit Masterclasses, where you can register. Just look at the link here I'm sharing. Register your seat, and we will be talking for 5 days plus a few bonus days, how to really build a music business that allows you to have more leverage, to feel more supported in your business, and to have a lot more excitement about what you're doing day in and day out, which in turn leads to more energy, more vision, and more magnetism. When you are filled up, when you're not burned out, when you're able to show up to your business from a place of excitement and momentum, you become magnetic. You attract more opportunities, whether it's clients, collaborators, referral partners, anyone that feels your desire to make a difference. They can only do that if you are not burned out. If you're stretching yourself too thin, you're working day in and day out, chances are you're going to get to a point of burnout, and that will not allow you to actually grow. And if you can't grow your business, you cannot expand your impact, right? You cannot reach your own financial and creative goals. So we're here to help you change the way you're doing things and feel supported, and get not only the strategies, the principles, but also the mindset approaches that are going to help you elevate your business to new heights. So make sure, if you haven't yet signed up, we are registering for Musicians Profit Masterclass in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait to share more information about all of this with you. There's a lot more where this came from. So in the meantime, make sure you reserve your seat. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts. What else would you like for me to talk about in next week's live show? Let me know in the comments. We come in here every week and we check on and respond to all of the comments. So wherever you're watching this live stream, make sure you engage. And of course, share this with anyone that you think this would benefit. This would be helpful for. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, let's prosper together.